Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's me, SB. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and you cannot believe how many times I've restarted this video. Today we're going to be making this, which is what I'm calling it is Wedgie the dishcloth. Give all your friends wedgies. Everybody deserves a wedgie. Anyways, I was just thinking that the way this is constructed, you make a series of wedges to make it. So yeah, it's really fun. It's really easy. Let's get started. What you're gonna need is just some 100% cotton yarn or a cotton blend, which this brown yarn here is a cotton blend. The yarn that I'm using today is a Rainbow 8x8 by Hobby Yarns, and it is not sponsored, by the way. So first and foremost, what we are going to do is we are going to start with our chain, of course. And you are going to want to start with this slip knot. We are going to chain 16. In the second chain from the hook, we are going to single crochet. And we are just going to single crochet all the way across. So once you get your foundation row done, we are going to chain one and turn. And the way I like to remember where to place all your decreases is I just put all my decreases on one side. So that's the side where the tail is from the very beginning. So on this next row, we are going to go ahead and single crochet 2 together in our first 2 stitches, and then we are going to single crochet across to the end. So if you did change this initial stitch count, the concept is going to be exactly the same. You're going to want to place all of your decreases on one side and create a triangle. The only difference is going to come whenever we start working up our triangle, which you'll see here after a minute. Other than that, that's really the only change, and I will point it out when we get there. Okay, so now it's time to chain one and turn, and on this third row we are going to simply single crochet to 2 stitches before the end, and on our last 2 stitches we are going to single crochet 2 together. And this is going to be the repeat pattern from here on out. We are going to chain 1, turn on our next row, which is row 4, and single crochet 2 together, single crochet across, and then repeat the process until we have 1 stitch left. And once you get to that point, I will cut back in and tell you what we need to do next and any changes that you have to do due to stitch count changes. All right, so go ahead and do that. The instructions will be right up there at the top if you get lost. So as you can see here, it's curving up on one side or angling up on one side. And this is what it will turn into. I know right now it looks kind of funky, but I promise it's going to work out just the way it should. So continue on working up to 1 stitch. Okay, so here is my 1 stitch left, and 1 stitch is left on my work. So now if you have an odd number of initial stitches, what you are going to do is just simply chain 1 and do not turn your work, because we're going to be working up the decrease, or down rather, we're going to be working down the decrease side, and we're going to be placing single crochets on that side. Now, if you did do like an even number initial stitch count, then you will be chaining one and turning, which is perfectly fine. You're going to be doing exactly the same thing. Just be sure you are working on the decreased side. I hope that makes sense. As you can see here, I actually go in between my decreases on this decreased side, just to give it, I don't know, a different look. It just makes it look a little cleaner. So yeah, go ahead and work down, and the thought process is to do the same stitch count as you had at the beginning. So if you started out with 15, you're going to have 15 single crochets going down the decrease side. Okay, so once you have your 15 stitches, as you can see here, do not work into this little edge right here, but you want to find where you placed your first decrease, basically, and that's where you're going to place your last stitch. So this is what you should have. It's what it should look like, as you can see here. And now we are going to chain one and turn and single crochet 2 together in those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet all the way across to the end. And then we're just going to repeat the process of decreasing on one side of our work and, you know, working up to 1 stitch. So we're just going to create a series of triangles or wedges, and, you know, just continue working that way. So you're going to repeat this process a total of 8 times. So you're going to have 8 total wedges all together. I will show a lot of the process. Just so you know, the opposite end where all of our decreases are done is actually the center of our dishcloth. So, you know, a little tidbit, just in case you can't see it in your head, that's the way it goes. So continue on, and I will meet you whenever I'm getting really close to the end. It might actually be helpful to have a stitch marker so you can mark where your last stitch is, or the last stitch that you worked on the previous decreased side, so that way you know where to place all of your stitches, you know, whenever you're working down the decreased side. I hope that makes sense. I really didn't need that, but I found that sometimes I did place my stitches in the wrong place, so it probably would have helped me if I had a stitch marker. You know, just a little tidbit. as you can see, is working up just the way I said it would. A series of triangles and wedges, and it is working up beautifully. You'll get the concept. Oh, there's Neo. You'll start understanding how it works up. As you can see, it's starting to form like a curve, and you can see where the center is. It's pretty cool. I actually got inspired by a knitted pattern where they were working short rows, and it looks so pretty. And I thought, can I recreate that with crochet? And here it is. I know there was probably a pattern out there that somebody created, but I couldn't find it. I searched all over the internet and could not find a pattern. I found a few pictures of it and some Etsy listings, but never I could find a pattern, which was crazy to me. I mean, I did struggle a little bit with the pattern, but I got there in the end, and here it is. So yeah, I think I am working my 8th wedge right here, and we are gonna join it. Here we go. Yes. All right, so to join our wedge, it's going to be very simple. Once you reach that one stitch at the end of your wedge, we are going to join. So just go ahead and fasten off your work. Make sure you leave the tail long enough so you can sew it together if that's what you're going to do. Personally, I like just whip stitching it together because it is quicker and I don't have to think about it. And as you can see, everything just falls right into place. It's like a puzzle piece, and now all you have to do is join it together. It looks so cool. I love it. So yeah, it's a real easy. I just, cut my yarn long enough, get my tapestry needle and start whip stitching it, and then close up the center, and you're pretty much done. And we're done. You see how easy that was? It was amazing. I think these work up super fast. You could probably get it done maybe if you're a really fast crocheter within 30 to 45 minutes. It usually takes me a little longer because I guess I have ADD or something because I get super distracted. And here are all the different ones that I have made. As you can see, I added a border and a little hanging loop to that one. And it is giant because I used a number 5 bulky yarn, which is a cotton blend actually. I was planning on using this one as a hot pad, I guess is what you call it, to put hot pans and stuff on. And they were all made using the same hook, which was an H5 hook, I do believe. But you can use any hook size, any size yarn that you want. It is very versatile. So I hope you enjoyed this pattern. I hope it was informative. Let me know what colors you're going to do. Are you going to try the pinwheel effect? Because I know you can make it look like a pinwheel. And since there are 8 wedges, everything will be perfectly aligned. I know you can do less wedges if you wanted to, which is what I did with that other lighter blue color one. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I only had 7 wedges on that one. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that way you know whenever I upload, because I haven't been uploading that much on this channel, but you know, if I do, you definitely want to be notified because it might be something special. You never know. Anyways, guys, thank you once again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Happy crocheting!